This is the next point from the chapter States of Matter. Last time we studied Charles' law, today Boyle's law. Today we are going to see Charles' law. Charles' law is giving the relationship between temperature and volume. The statement is at constant pressure. Now notice that here the pressure is kept constant. प्रेशरचा काहीही संबंध नाही. It is a constant term. Volume of fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to the temperature in Kelvin. Volume is proportional to temperature, and that too temperature is given in Kelvin. We have to always consider the temperature in Kelvin. This temperature in Kelvin is also called as absolute temperature. So you can see here, temperature in Kelvin is called as absolute temperature. Absolute temperature TK, temperature in Kelvin. You can always convert degree Celsius into Kelvin by adding 273.15. This we have already seen in chapter number 1. Now, if you have 0 Kelvin and if I tell you कि 0 Kelvin हा temperature degree Celsius मध्ये किती असेल तर that temperature will be minus 273.15 degree Celsius. This temperature is called as absolute zero. So if somebody asks what is absolute zero, it is temperature of 0 Kelvin or minus 273.15 degree Celsius. तर दोन्ही टर्म्समध्ये आता आपल्याला व्हॅल्यूज माहिती झाली की ॲब्सल्यूट झिरो म्हणजे काय. डोंट सी 0 डिग्री सेल्सिअस, रॉंग झाला. इट इज 0 केल्विन अँड minus 273.15 डिग्री सेल्सिअस. सो मॅथमॅटिकली नाव मग आपल्याला ॲब्सल्यूट झिरोची कन्सेप्ट कोण देतोय? इट इज गिवन इन चार्ल्स लॉ. बाय चार्ल्स लॉ यू गेट दिस कन्सेप्ट. So mathematically I can write V is proportional to T, where V is the volume, T is the absolute temperature. So I can write V is equal to KT. So V upon T is equal to K. So V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2 is equal to K. In the next slide you can see the definition of isobar. Isobar is a graph and bar is the unit for pressure. So the graph that you get by keeping the pressure constant, on y-axis you take volume and on x-axis you take the temperature in Kelvin. The graph that you obtain, such graph is called as isobar. So you can see a graph here where on y-axis it is volume, on x-axis it is temperature. You will get a straight line which is not passing through origin. It does not pass. Such graph is called as isobar. Next is Gay-Lussac's law. This law is giving the relationship between P and T, that is pressure and temperature. मग P, T हे दोन terms आले. मग constant काय असेल? It will be volume, that is constant. So it says that pressure of fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. Pressure is directly proportional to temperature in Kelvin. Mathematically, I can express it as P is proportional to T. In order to cancel the proportionality sign, P is equal to KT and therefore P upon T is equal to K. Next term is isochore. Again, isochore is a graph of pressure in atmosphere. Unit of pressure we have seen bar आहे, ATM आहे, Pascal आहे, that is Newton per meter square. So pressure is taken in ATM here, atmosphere, taken on y-axis, and on x-axis you have temperature in Kelvin. When a graph of these two things are drawn, again you get a straight line, and this graph is called as isochore. The last point for today's part is Avogadro law. This law says that the volume of given mass of a gas is directly proportional to the number of moles of the gas. More the number of moles, more volume it is going to occupy. Therefore, you get V is equal to K into N, and finally you get V upon N is equal to K. Now, from this you can understand that the laws are connected to each other, and in order to express them, you will get a common general gas equation. Using this law, you can get general gas equation.